Most people will never make money online with AI. And it's not because they're stupid. It's because they still think like employees, while sitting in front of the most powerful money machine ever created on the internet. Every single day, millions of people open ChatGPT just to play around. They ask useless questions. Generate motivational quotes. Pretend they're learning AI. Meanwhile, a much smaller group is using the exact same tools to pull money out of the internet in silence. No office. No boss. No audience. No asking anyone for permission. That's the part nobody talks about. 2026 will not belong to the people who work the hardest. It will belong to the people who know how to multiply execution. And AI does that better than any employee on earth. In this video, you're going to see 5 brutally simple ways to make money online with AI. Real methods. Real systems. Real structures already putting money into ordinary people's bank accounts. Not 5 years from now. Right now. Some of these strategies can literally be built in a single weekend. One of them is so stupidly simple, most people will ignore it out of pure ego. Because the human brain hates opportunities that look too easy. And the last strategy? The last one is dangerous. Because once you understand how it works, you realize most people will stay broke not because opportunities don't exist, but because distraction has become their full-time job. So watch until the end. Because there's a massive difference between people who use AI for entertainment, and people who use AI to escape financial survival mode. Here's the dirty truth nobody likes to say out loud. The internet is more saturated than ever. Every niche has 1,000 creators. Every market has 10,000 experts. The old advice, build an audience for 2 years and then sell something, is not just slow. It's broken. Most people doing it will burn out before month 6 and never see a single dollar from it. AI changed the math overnight. What used to take a team of 5 and 3 months now takes 1 person and 1 afternoon. A YouTube channel that used to need a camera, an editor, a thumbnail designer, and a scriptwriter can now be run by 1 person with a laptop and the right stack of tools. A book that used to take 6 months to write can be live on Amazon in 6 days. A design business that used to require Photoshop skills now runs on 3 prompts. But here's the catch, and this is where almost everyone gets it wrong. AI by itself doesn't make money. AI plugged into a distribution channel with built-in buyers makes money. That distinction is everything. The 5 plays coming up all share the same DNA. They use AI to remove the bottleneck. And they all plug into platforms that already have millions of paying customers waiting. It starts with the most boring, most overlooked play on the entire internet, Faceless YouTube channels powered end-to-end by AI. Everyone obsesses over personal brand. Everyone wants to be on camera. And while they're filming take number 17 of an intro nobody will watch, the smart operators are running channels that hit 100,000 subscribers without showing a single human face. Channels in niches like personal finance, history, motivation, top 10 lists, and bedtime stories are pulling in 4 to 5 figures a month from AdSense alone. Some are running multiple of these in parallel. Here's the actual stack. The script gets written in Claude or ChatGPT, not with the lazy, write me a script about X, prompt that produces garbage. The real workflow uses a detailed prompt that includes the niche, the audience age, the emotional hook, and reference scripts that have already worked in that niche. That alone takes a 5 out of 10 script and turns it into a 9. The voice gets generated in ElevenLabs. The free tier handles short videos, but most operators move to the paid plan around month 2 because the voice quality is what separates a channel that grows from one that dies. The visuals get pulled from stock libraries like Pexels and Storyblocks, or generated in Midjourney and Leonardo for specific shots. Then everything gets stitched together in Pictory, InVideo, or, for the technically curious, Money Printer Turbo, which is a free open source tool that automates the entire pipeline end to end. Upload to YouTube. Optimize the title and the thumbnail. Wait for monetization, which kicks in at 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. From there, every view generates revenue. The sharper operators stack affiliate links in the description on top of the AdSense, multiplying the income per view by 2 or 3 times. The first dollar usually shows up between month 2 and month 4. The first $1,000 month tends to land somewhere between month 6 and month 9 for those who post consistently. Most quit before month 3. That's the entire game, outlast everyone who quits. And in a few minutes, there's going to be the play with no ceiling, the one that brings in recurring monthly income from a single client and can scale to 10 of those without ever touching a piece of content. But before that, there's a play sitting on Etsy right now that almost nobody is running correctly. There's a marketplace with over 95 million active buyers, and most of them are searching for things that don't exist yet. Etsy. Specifically, Etsy combined with print-on-demand fulfillment and AI-generated designs. Here's how the play runs. The designs get generated in Midjourney, Leonardo AI, or Ideogram. The trick is not to prompt for generic art. The trick is to prompt for a specific buyer persona on a specific product. A vintage-style botanical print for a kitchen wall. A minimalist line art mountain scene for a Father's Day mug. A retro grandparent quote on a tote bag aimed at grandmothers in the American Midwest. The narrower the buyer, the higher the conversion. Once a design is generated, it gets uploaded to Printify or Printful. These are print-on-demand fulfillment companies. They handle printing, packaging, and shipping the second an order comes in. No inventory. No upfront cost. The design lives on the platform until someone buys it. Then the design gets listed on Etsy. This is where most people fail, they post the design once and walk away. The actual play is to list the same design across 20 to 50 variations. Different colors. Different product types. Different occasions. One winning design, properly multiplied, can do what 100 random designs cannot. Pricing is where the margin lives. A mug that costs $8 to print and ship gets listed at $22. A t-shirt that costs $12 gets listed at $29. The margin sits between 50 and 70% on most products, after Etsy's fees are paid. The SEO side of Etsy is brutal but learnable. Tools like eRank and Marmalade show exactly which keywords are getting searched right now and which ones have low competition. Plug those keywords into the title, the tags, and the description. Etsy's algorithm does the rest. And here's the part almost nobody mentions, gift seasons are everything. Mother's Day. Father's Day. Christmas. Valentine's Day. Graduation. These windows are when low-effort designs explode if they were listed early enough. The smart play is to plan 90 days ahead. Listings need that time to age and rank inside the algorithm. Average earnings vary wildly. Side hustle operators tend to land between $300 and $1,000 a month within 90 days of consistent output. The top operators cross $10,000 monthly, but those stores have hundreds of optimized listings and have been running the play for over a year. Then there's Amazon. Not as a buyer. As a publisher. Specifically, Kindle Direct Publishing, the platform that lets anyone upload an ebook or paperback and sell it directly to Amazon's 600 million customers without ever printing a single copy. The play here is short-form, niche, problem-solving nonfiction. Not novels. Not memoirs. Books that solve a specific problem for a specific person in under 100 pages. Think titles like Sleep Training for Newborns in 7 Days, or The First-Time Manager's Communication Playbook, or Raised Bed Gardening for Apartment Balconies. Narrow. Practical. Searchable. The research starts with a tool called Publisher Rocket. It shows what people are typing into Amazon's search bar right now and how much competition exists for each keyword. A keyword with high monthly searches and low competition is a goldmine. That's the gap to write into. The book itself gets drafted in Claude or ChatGPT, but not in one shot. The professional workflow is to first generate a detailed chapter-by-chapter outline. Then expand each chapter individually with specific examples, case studies, and actionable steps. Then run an editing pass for voice and consistency. Then have the AI rewrite anything that sounds too robotic. The end product is a book that reads like it was written by a human expert in the niche, because the prompts trained it to. The cover gets generated in Midjourney or Leonardo, or designed in Canva using a Kindle book cover template. The cover is 60% of the buying decision on Amazon. A cheap-looking cover kills sales no matter how good the content is. Upload to KDP. Set the price between $2.99 and $9.99, this is the royalty sweet spot where Amazon pays 70%. Anything outside that range drops the royalty to 35%. Most operators price at $4.99. Then comes the part everyone skips. Reviews. The first 10 to 20 reviews determine whether the book ever ranks. The legitimate way to get them is by giving away free copies to a small launch list, niche communities, friends, family, anyone who fits the target reader. Free promotional days, included with KDP Select, are the tool for this. A single book that ranks well in a small niche can generate $50 to $300 a month for years. That's per book. The actual play isn't to write one book. It's to write 10. Then 20. Then 50. Build a library. Each one earning quietly in the background. Most KDP operators making real money have between 30 and 100 titles live at the same time. This is where the laziness filter activates. Most people write one book, see it earn $8 in the first month, and quit. The ones who keep going past book number 5 are the ones who end up with portfolios that pay rent. Now things shift. The first 3 plays are content-based. They scale slowly and start small. The next one starts at 4-figure monthly contracts from day 1. And it's hiding in the most obvious place on the internet, local businesses. Every dentist, lawyer, real estate agent, plumber, and chiropractor in every American city is bleeding money from missed phone calls and unanswered website inquiries. The average local business loses thousands of dollars a month in leads that never get answered after hours. AI chatbots, set up correctly, solve that problem in under 2 weeks. And business owners will gladly pay $500 to $2,000 a month to have it solved. Here's the actual play. Tools like Chatbase, VoiceFlow, BotPress, or a custom GPT built directly on the OpenAI platform let anyone create a chatbot in under a day. Feed it the business's FAQ, services, pricing, booking link, and brand voice. Test it. Embed it on the website with a single line of code. Done. The hard part is not technical. The hard part is sales. The way to land the first client is not to send cold emails, those get ignored. The play that works is local outreach. Walk into local businesses in person. Or call. Or send a Loom video showing exactly what their chatbot would look like on their site, already built, with their business name and logo. The personalized demo converts 5 to 10 times better than any cold email ever will. Once one client signs, they refer the next. Local business owners talk. A chiropractor refers a dentist. A dentist refers an accountant. Within 3 months, an operator who actually hustles can have 4 to 6 recurring contracts. The maintenance after setup is almost nothing. Maybe an hour a month per client to update FAQs and check performance. So 5 clients at $1,000 a month equals $5,000 in monthly recurring revenue, with maybe 5 to 10 hours of actual work per month. That's the math nobody runs. The mistake most people make is trying to sell to other online entrepreneurs. Don't. They already know about AI. They want to negotiate. Sell to brick-and-mortar businesses where the owner is 55 years old, runs the company on phone calls and paper, and has no idea what ChatGPT is. That's where the willingness to pay is highest and the competition is lowest. This is the play with the fastest path to $1,000. A single client signed in week 2 of running this can pay rent. There's no waiting on algorithms. No begging for views. No SEO. Just a service that saves businesses money, charged at a price that's a rounding error on their P&L. And now the one with no ceiling. The play that quietly turns into a full agency for the operators who stick with it. And it solves a problem that every creator, every coach, every podcast host, every business owner with a YouTube channel is desperate to solve, the time it takes to turn long content into short content. Every hour of long-form content can produce 8 to 15 short-form clips for TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and LinkedIn. Those clips are what build audiences in 2026. But cutting them, captioning them, adding hooks, and posting them across 4 platforms takes more time than most creators have. So they don't do it. Their best content sits buried in 2-hour podcasts that nobody scrolls past minute 15. This is the service. Take a creator's existing long-form content. Run it through Opus Clip or Submagic, tools that use AI to identify the most viral moments and auto-edit them into vertical shorts with captions, hooks, and progress bars baked in. Tools like Edit AI and Captions polish them further. Schedule everything in metrical or buffer. Post across 4 platforms a day. The deliverable per client is somewhere between 30 and 90 short clips a month, fully edited, captioned, and posted, all from content the creator already produced. The time investment per client, after the system is built, is between 3 and 6 hours a month. The pricing sits between $1,000 and $4,000 a month, depending on volume and reach. Here's what makes this play different from everything else. The clients are creators. Creators talk to each other constantly. One creator who gets results from this service tells 5 other creators. Word of mouth in the creator economy moves faster than in any other niche on the internet. And here's the kicker, the part most people miss: the operators running this service are not building a personal brand. They don't post on Twitter. They don't show their face. They send Loom videos with results. That's it. Their entire business runs in DMs, on Stripe, and in shared Google Drives. No audience. No content. Just service delivery. The path from $0 to $10,000 a month on this play tends to look like this. Month 1, build the system, learn the tools, edit a few clips for free for 1 or 2 creators in exchange for a testimonial. Month 2, land the first paying client at $1,000 a month using those testimonials. Month 3, land 2 more clients. Month 4, start raising prices because demand is already exceeding capacity. Month 6, 5 to 7 clients, 12 to 15,000 in monthly recurring revenue. From there, hire editors from the Philippines or Eastern Europe to handle the editing, retain the strategy and the client relationship, and scale to 20,000 a month without working more hours. This is the play that quietly turns into a 6-figure business in under 12 months for anyone who treats it like a real business instead of a side hustle. No content. No audience. No personal brand. Just service. Here's what almost nobody says about any of this. None of these 5 plays require special talent. None of them require capital. None of them require an existing audience. None of them require a degree, a permit, a license, or permission from anyone. The only thing they require, and the reason 95% of people watching this will never run any of them, is consistency past month 3. Every single one of these plays takes longer to start working than the average attention span. Every single one of them looks like it's failing in week 4. And every single one of them quietly compounds for the people who refuse to quit. The other thing nobody says, and this is the actual leverage point, is that running these plays alone is a mistake. The fastest operators run 2 or 3 in parallel. A faceless YouTube channel pulling AdSense while a chatbot business pays rent while a Kindle library compounds in the background. The income streams don't compete. They reinforce each other. Skills built in one transfer to the next. Cash flow from one funds the next. The time to start is not when it feels safe. The time to start is now, because every month that passes is a month when AI gets cheaper, more accessible, and more competitive. The window where these plays are still undersaturated is closing. Not in years. In months. The people who started faceless YouTube channels in 2020 are pulling in tens of thousands of dollars a month right now. The people who start chatbot agencies in 2026 will be the same story in 3 years. The people who wait for the perfect time will be watching another video like this one in 2029, wondering why they didn't move. So here's what actually matters. Faceless YouTube channels for slow burn AdSense and affiliate income. AI print on demand on Etsy for design-driven cash flow. Kindle Direct Publishing for a compounding book library. AI chatbot services for high-ticket local clients. Short-form clipping services for the fastest path to $10,000 a month. 5 plays. Every tool named. Every step in order. No theory. No fluff. The only thing left is whether the next move after this video is opening a new tab to start, or scrolling to the next piece of content that promises an easier shortcut. There is no easier shortcut. There is only doing the work. If this video changed how the next 90 days look, subscribe to the channel. There's more like this every week, the actual plays, the actual tools, the actual numbers. None of the recycled top 10 AI tools nonsense flooding YouTube right now. The next video on this channel breaks down the single biggest mistake most people make in month 1 of running any of these plays, the mistake that kills 90% of attempts before they ever produce $1. Click that one next. The grind isn't real. The system is. Build the system.